ख़ैमे में आके शाह ने जब अलविदा कहा, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। बर मोहम्मद आले मोहम्मद बुलंदतर सलावत। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मोहम्मद व आले बारे दीगर सलावत। ख़ैमे में आके शाह ने जब अलविदा कहा, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। आज जिसका इंतजार वो साथ करीब है, दिन ढल रहा है शाम मुसीबत करीब है। कुछ देर की है बात कयामत करीब है। ज़ैनब गरीब भाई की रुखसत करीब है। ये कह के मांगा माँ का जो कुर्ता सिला हुआ, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। कुछ दूर हट के खैमे में बोले शहे ज़मन, ज़हमत ना हो तो बाजू बढ़ाओ जरा बहन। मैं बोस लूं वहां के बंधे गी जहां रसन, बाजू बढ़ा के रोती थी हम शेर खसतन। भाई बहन के बाजुओं को जब चूमने लगा, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। खैमे में आके शाह ने जब अलविदा कहा, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। ये सुन के बिन्ते फातिमा ज़हरा तड़प गई, बोली गला बढ़ाओ बस अब जल्द या आखी। अम्मा की बात आज मुझे याद आ गई, मैं बोस लूं वहां के चलेगी जहां चुरी। ज़ैनब ने बढ़ के चूमा बरादर का जब गला, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। बेटी से फिर ये कहने लगा फातिमा कला, रहना पति के पास रखेंगी तेरा ख्याल। गुर्बत है तुम फुफी से न करना कोई सवाल, वरना तेरे फिदर को बहुत होएगा मलाल। फिर सर पे हाथ रख के जो देने लगे दुआ, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। खैमे में आके शाह ने जब अलविदा कहा, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। बेटी को जब सपुर्द बहन कर चुके इमाम, रोकर पलहन से कहने लगे आसमां मकाम, जाना वतन जो कैद से छुट कर तृष्णा काम, कहना लखत पे माँ की मेरा आखिरी सलाम, कहना लखत पे माँ की मेरा आखिरी सलाम, आया जो लब पे फातिमा ज़हरा का तज़किरा, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। आबिद से फिर ये कहने लगे शाह करबला, बेवाओं का यतीमों का अब तुम हो आसरा, जो इम्तहान मेरा था सब मैंने दे दिया, आगे तेरा जहाद है बीमार करबला, बीमार बेटा बाप से जिस दम जुदा हुआ, कोहराम मच गया, कोहराम मच गया। में से बाहर आए जो सुल्तान करबला, सर को झुकाए रोता था इस पे बेवफा, सर को झुकाए रोता था खुद इस पे बावफा, अब किस तरह सवार हो ज़हरा का लाडला, अब किस तरह सवार हो ज़हरा का लाडला, तन्हाई के सिवा कोई यावर नहीं बचा, जब सूए नहर देख के गाजी की सदा, कोहरा बच गया, कोहरा बच गया। भाई को तन्हा देख कर ज़ैनब तड़प गई, रोती हुई हुसैन के नजदीक आ गई, और फिर रकाब थाम के बोली शाहिदी, लो मैं सब करती हूँ अब पास गर नहीं, वाइज हुआ सवार जो ज़हरा का लाडला, को बच गया, को बच गया। खैमे में आके शाह ने जब दा कहा, कोहरा बच गया, कोहरा बच गया। चलो अल्लाह।
Without any delay, I would like to invite Sheikh to the member with a loud salawat. I'm going to request you all of you guys to recite the salawat and come a little closer to the member. Expect more people to come in. And I also like to take this opportunity to say thank you to Sheikh Ayaz for honoring us from his presence the last 3 days. So once again, thank you so much for Sheikh Ayaz for being with us. Salawat.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. الله. First, أجركم الله. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to serve Abu Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam, especially in those holy and sacred majalis of Hussein. على حب الحسين صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. صلى الله عليك يا سيدي ويا مولاي يا رسول الله صلى الله عليك وعلى آلك المظلومين المعصومين صلى الله عليك يا مولاي يا أبا عبد الله حسين 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 غريب مظلوم كربلاء Stranger, you were in Karbala, O Hussein. Lonely, you were in Karbala, O Hussein. Thirsty, you were in Karbala, O Hussein. لعن الله الظالمين لكم. O Allah, curse all the oppressors of Hussein and the family of the Prophet. يا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز فوزا عظيما. Everyone. لبيك يا حسين لبيك لبيك يا حسين. Rise, O Messenger of Allah, this is Karbala, where tomorrow's calamity shall upon us fall. These are sands where fate's script unfurls. O Hussein, settle here to end your calls. Rise, O Messenger, see our dire state. The shadow of death approaches our fate. That's what Hussein said. When he arrived to Karbala, they gathered and they made a supplication together to Allah. Here you told me I'd fall from my steed, as calamity descends with dire speed. In this place swords shall sever my frame. My blood will cover sands left in shame. O grandfather, here shimmer will take my head and lift it high by spears to be led to the noble lady. He will glow in his pride. O grandfather, reach here swiftly, don't hide. If he brings fire to her tents with glee, her heart will wail in deep agony. If he strikes her with whips cruel and harsh, her cries will echo from every march. O grandfather, this is Karbala's tragic ground, where time has recited our slaughter profound. لا يوم كيومك أبا عبد الله الحسين. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he said one of the famous narrations stating the main reason why he was killed and what is the reason that caused Karbala. He said, people are the slaves of this world and they rotate religion. Religion and deen and faith is nothing but words on their tongue. They rotate it with their interest, and when they are tested, you find a lot of people that they fail. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. Dunya, which is translated to English to this world. We call this world dunya, and the afterlife akhirah. Or some people will call this realm as the physical realm, and the afterlife the metaphysical one. Or other will call this world alam al-muluk, the world of muluk, and the spiritual realm is called malakut. Now, in Islam, we always try to teach ourselves and our children, discipline ourselves and our children, purify ourselves and our children do not fall negatively into the love of this world. And we always try to warm ourselves and them from it. Do not follow your desires, don't follow your lust, don't follow your whim, and try to discipline the self. That's why you were created. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. The one who disciplined the self will succeed, and the one who left the self will fail. إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. We guided the humans to the ways. Either they will be grateful or they will be ungrateful. And the main reason why Allah sent prophets is to discipline us. So now Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is stating in Karbala one of the main reasons why people killed him. He said people are the slaves of this dunya, of this world. One of the main reasons why Banu Israel was cursed or were cursed, it is because they couldn't understand the unseen. Everything that they wanted is to be physical. Even they requested from Prophet Musa, peace be upon him, after he freed them from Pharaoh, why he don't create for them an idol for them to worship? Even though they saw all these miracles, right? With the staff of Moses, splitting the sea, turning it to a snake. After he freed them from the dictator Pharaoh, from the oppressor Pharaoh, from the tyrant Pharaoh, they still requested a physical shape or form of God, because mentally it was very hard for them to understand what is metaphysical existence, how we can understand and grasp the unseen. In Surah Al-Baqarah, in the first page of the Quran, now we tell me the Fatiha is the first page. I tell you Fatiha is the summary of the book, the introduction of the Quran. Now let us say that the first chapter is Baqarah now. So in the beginning of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said Alif, Lam, Mim, or in other words, ABC. This book, now not ABC, those letters in the Quran, they have their own secrets and understanding, but it's not our discussion. He said in the beginning of the book, this book, there is no doubt in it. There is no mistakes in it. It's fully sinless. It's fully immaculate. It's the living miracle. And try, now we have organizations, and this talk is for the young ones. We have organizations that they are spending millions of dollars trying to disprove one verse of the Quran. Even though Allah said in the Quran in multiple verses, if jinn and humans gathered to find one mistake or to bring something like it, they won't be able to do so. The beauty of the Quran, that from day one it had enemies. The beauty of it, that from day one, the haters of Islam, haters of Muhammad, haters of the Quran, they try to disprove it. Now that's what make the Quran actually a true book of Allah. Because if Prophet Muhammad brought it, then after it was established, it had enemies. It's different than having enemies from day one. Now, these organizations, they are trying to, what they do, they rely especially on people in the West that they don't know Arabic that's strong. So what they do, they purposely mistranslate the Quran, especially the scientific verses. They translate it purposely. They use some wrong words in the translation to disprove it scientifically, which will lead to disprove the Quran Kareem. I had a student in grade 9. He brought to me that those videos and those articles where he brought for me a verse in English. I told him I have to review the Arabic version of that verse. And God knows that they mistranslate purposely the word from Arabic to English to disprove it scientifically, so they can actually remove the idea of the miraculous ability of that book in the hearts and the intellects and the minds of the followers of Islam. So put that aside. Allah said in the Quran, there is no mistakes in this book. He said it's a guidance for the pious ones. And the first characteristic for those pious believers is that they believe in the unseen. They believe in what? In the unseen. So now, unfortunately, if you don't start understanding, digesting the idea of the metaphysical realm, the spiritual world, the unseen, and then you will become fully physical. Fully physical. Just you believe in the things that you see with these eyes, which will lead that you will be more attached, more addicted, more obsessed to this world. And will lead, listen to this very well, mentally, the humans will stop thinking about the afterlife the same way they think about this life. That's why Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhi salam said, whoever begins and ends the day with the world as their greatest concern. So this dunya is their greatest concern. God will place poverty before their eyes, scatter their affairs, and they will gain nothing from this world except what was destined for them. And listen to this. And whoever begins and ends the day with the hereafter as their greatest concern, God will place wealth in their heart, gather their affairs, and grant them worldly blessings. And when Imam Sadiq is saying that Allah will give them wealth in their heart, he's speaking about contentment. You will feel rich within. You know why I believe that all the people that they are financially wealthier than us, they will still be jealous from you. One of the characteristics of Shias that they are wealthy within, they show you that they are very rich, but realistically they are not. But the way they talk to you, speak to you, that confidence that they have within, that richness that they have within, you feel that they are rich, but they are not. And that's why, subhanAllah, the people that they are unbelievers, but they are seeking money in this world, they will never be content. And they will always request what? More. We want to increase our wealth, multiply that wealth. If you are millionaire, they want to be multi-millionaires. And they want to reach to become billionaires, and so on and so forth. And subhanAllah, we see a lot of crazy rich individuals, I'm speaking about financial wise, but they are stingy. Subhanallah, why there is individuals in this world, the more they have money, the more they start caring about the penny. And you see poor people, they don't care if they gave you $1 or $10 or $100. What's going on in this world? What is this contradiction that you see that the poor will give you more than the what? The rich, subhanallah. You give me an example, oh Sheikh, you're exaggerating. Look at the hospitality of the Iraqi people in the 40th of Arba'in of Ziyarah of Imam al-Hussein. Majority of these people that you see them providing food for free, majority of them are poor financially. There is a person who said, if every bottle of water, it costs, let me say 10 cents in Iraq, and you have around 15 million visiting, and he start making a calculations, if every day you would drink how much, and all the pilgrims that they are visiting Imam al-Hussein, how he made a final calculation of just the water cans, how much they cost. It's more than $15 billion. I'm not exaggerating about the number. I can send you the video if you want, if you see me exaggerating. He said, if the hand of the unseen hand of God is not coming there and organizing the ziyarah of Arba'in, it will be, no one will be able to go and visit Imam Hussein. It's impossible. Allah. That's why, what is this dunya? This dunya is your energy that you exist inside this body, and the afterlife when your soul leaves this body. This dunya is about what? Thinking, feeling, and all the blessings that you get from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala while you're living inside this body. You tell me, okay, Sheikh, what are the blessings? I tell you, the moment you wake up, you will realize that Allah gave you another day to live. This is a blessing. Money is a blessing. Because unfortunately, majority of us, we think that blessings just when I have money, this is ni'mah, this is a blessing. When I don't have money, this is not a blessing. Knowledge is a blessing. Praying on time is a blessing. Being on the straight path every single day is a blessing. Waking up on deen and sleeping on deen is a blessing. Prophet Muhammad, is upon him, speaking about the end of times. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. He said that there is people at the end of time, because of the mischief, because of the confusion, because of how Satan will be strong in his whispers and his temptations, there is people who will wake up believers and sleep as unbelievers. He said at the end of times, that's how fast you can corrupt that self, because of the technology that it's providing us fast sins now. They are delivering fast sins to our houses, to our homes, to the bedrooms of your children through this phone. 2 clicks, you can do a major sin, unfortunately. Especially the algorithms on social media nowadays, where all of a sudden you'll be watching a Islamic religious video, another nude video will pop out under the title of freedom and so on and so forth, unfortunately, where your child can be exposed any moment. We have children in 5th grade and 6th grade these days are getting exposed. That's why I believe that if there is private discussions that we usually discuss it with our children when they are 15 and 14, I think we have to start these days with the age of 9 and 10 with them, because they are actually exposed and they are thinking about it or talking about it, and we think that they are still what? Oh, they are still young, they are still innocent, they are still children. But if your child did not get exposed from the phone or from the gaming console, he can be exposed from a conversation with their friends in the public school or private schools. I used to teach in private schools, and students, they used to discuss things that they are for older people when they are on lunchtime. You tell me, how did you know, Sheikh? I used to go and eat with them, and there used to be some students saying this or that. Or sometimes I would gather the boys, and on purpose I would throw something and see the reaction. When I know through psychology the reaction that they actually know what I am talking about. So that's why we have to be cautious and careful. Now let me ask you a question. Loving this world, isn't something natural? Is it natural for me to love this world? Of course, yes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam said that dunya is the mother of the human, and the human is not blamed to love his mother. This dunya is the mother of my body. I feel physically attached to it. Sayyid Muhammad Baqir al-Sadr, may Allah bless his soul, he said that within the human being there's 2 forces. There is your body is attracting you toward this world, and there is your soul attracting you to the hereafter. Okay, what should I do? I have to create the balance. Islam is all about moderation and balance. We are not like negatively saints in a way. Go try to have your own cave and pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala until you die. God doesn't want people to worship day and night. That's not the idea of Islam. That's why our daily prayers will take from your day how much? 20 minutes? Think about it. If a human being lived 58 years, I don't know if I mentioned that before, how much we're giving God in 58 years? Think about it from this age. We have the first 7 years we were children, we didn't have consciousness, so remove them, we still have 51 years. 1/3 of the 51 years is being left sleeping, you still have 34 years. 1/3 of those 34, the second third, sorry, of the 51 years, you're investing it at work or studying, right? School 8 hours, or when you work in the future in any company, at least 8 hours. And some men are working more because of the inflation these days. But let me put 8 hours. So also another 17 years will be removed from the 51 years. You still have 17 years to enjoy your life, right? In math, we made some calculations. Every half an hour will be equal to a 1 year on those 17 years you're enjoying. Now, how much time you need in the bathroom every day? Minimum, you need half an hour to 1 hour. Those 1 or 2 years from the 17 years left from your life will be removed in bathrooms, preparing food and eating. How much time? At least 1 to 2 hours. Those also another 2 to 4 years, you're removing them and just what? Preparing food, eating. Now add to that, checking social media, transportation from a place to another, watching TV, watching entertainment, basketball, football, boxing. I'm reaching to this point, how much time we're giving for God as religious people. In my calculations, in 58 years, I'm giving God 1 year. Allahu Akbar. Those are the religious people giving God 1 year. How about the not-religious people? So how I will stand before God on Judgment Day, claim that I deserve paradise? If I'm just giving God how much? 1 year and 58 years. 1 year and 58 years. And still some youth, they complain. Oh, I don't want to pray. Oh, Islam is restricting me. Islam is choking me. I can't breathe if I'm religious Muslim. Oh, look at these kids. They are enjoying their life because they are not religious. What? As a religious individual, how much you're giving God every single day? Half an hour. Stop complaining. And then we'll put our children in some religious program. Oh, just go with this sheikh 1 hour and a half per week. Just 1 hour and a half per week. To learn your deen, learn Islam. They also complain. I don't understand how Satan actually deceived us and was able to control this mentality to convince us that you being not religious, you will have more fun than being what? Religious. Islam is all about moderation. Allah wants from you to give him half an hour a day. So, okay, then what I should do in the rest of the day, that prayer will fix the rest of the day. Praying to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make the rest of the day perfect. Right? Tranquility, inner peace. You're ready for the afterlife. Imam Rida alayhi salam was praying. Imam Rida alayhi salam was praying. He saw someone start mocking him while Imam Rida was praying. Then Imam Rida, he said, this person, he doesn't have the introductory studies for me to give him another answer. Let me give him this logical answer. He told him, look, atheist, if there is no afterlife, then me and you are equal. We will die all. There is no existence. That's it, period. But if there's afterlife, I won, you lost. If you're an atheist, you either don't win, don't lose, or you lose. If you're a believer, either you don't win, you don't lose, or you win. Don't gamble your existence. At least logically, 50% the chance you're going to paradise. You're enjoying eternal blessings, right? There's 50% chance logically that you're enjoying what? Eternal blessings. If you're an atheist, there's 50% chance that you will be tortured forever. Sorry to say straightforward. I believe in the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but I'm speaking at the level of atheism, right? So that's why Prophet Muhammad, speaking about himself, his relationship with God, he said, indeed, a covering form over my heart, and I seek forgiveness from God 70 times a day. Even the Prophet, he prayed to God, seek forgiveness. There is, by the way, why we have to follow our maraja. Why our maraja, grand scholars, it's a must that we have to follow them. Because we have now, unfortunately, some Shias, they are taking a route nowadays. Oh, you don't have to follow anyone. You can think by yourself. You know, there is a group in Islam. Those are another form of Sufis. So they said, okay, if I'm thinking about God all day, then I don't have to pray anymore. That's kalhimari yahmilu asfara, right? It's like a donkey holding scripts on his. We have to follow the Sharia as is. If Ahlebaith, they used to pray on time. They used to fast in the month of Ramadan. They used to follow all of these. And they are with God 24/7. Why they kept strictly following these mandatory actions? Because that's what protects you. Now, when it comes to that, I told you that in this world we're living now, all of us, there is people that their concern is just this dunya. Well, there is people, their concern is the afterlife. Those, we call them Ahlud Dunya. Those are just, they are living for this dunya. The afterlife people are called Ahlul Akhirah. Now, you tell me what is the difference, Sheikh? I will tell you. There is people, they live in this world for this world. So what is the purpose for you living? I'm living to live in this life. They just care day and night about this world. We believe that as a believer, this world is nothing but a mean, right? Not a mean to the afterlife. In this life, we're planting, building our afterlife. That's why Prophet Muhammad, he said the best three words. He said, "Ad-dunya, this dunya, mazra'atul akhir." This dunya is just a farm for the afterlife. That's it. That's why he said, when you say Subhanallah, what will happen after you say Subhanallah? Allah will plant for you a what? A tree in heaven. You say Alhamdulillah. So the Prophet is telling me everything I say, everything I do is planting something in the afterlife. Now you tell me, okay, if you are the one responsible to create your own paradise, then who created his punishment afterlife? It is you. It's not Allah. Allah created a system. We follow that system, that process. It will end us either in heaven or hell. That's why Allah in multiple verses in the Quran, He said, "Lumu what? Blame who? Ballumu anfusakum." Blame do not blame anyone. Blame yourselves. In du'akum zalamtu, I oppressed myself. I didn't oppress anyone. That's why we have to make sure to understand God well, as we mentioned. Now we have dunya. It's called the praiseworthy world. So Ahlebaith alayhim salam, they don't look at this dunya in a negative way. By the way, this dunya, the desires in it is not negative. We don't hate this dunya. As religious people, we love this dunya. But we love this dunya in the right way. I mentioned that Imam Sadiq said, when you seek this dunya, when you seek this world, it will run away from you. When you give this dunya your back, it will seek you. Make sense? That's how we live. That's how we live like Ahlebaith alayhim salam. We don't have this short dua after Salat al-Fajr when we say, "Oh Allah, make me live like Ali ibn Abi Talib and die like Ali ibn Abi Talib." Ali ibn Abi Talib lived like that. He divorced this dunya and this dunya followed him. Until this day, this dunya is still following him. You tell me how? I will tell you, go count the numbers of people that they visit the grave of the commander of the faithful every year. SubhanAllah, Ahlebaith are more living after they martyred than when they were there. SubhanAllah. Sallallahu. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. So as we said, a person believes that this world is a place for growth and a means to attain eternal happiness. Let me tell you what happiness is. And if you disagree with me, that's my understanding of happiness from Islam. Happiness is when you are beneficial, productive, and positive person. Meaning, you feel that your existence matters for the people around you. If people love your presence around you, your family, your friends, everyone interact with you, if they gain something, benefit from something, you're an energy that people love, that's when you become happy. But when you're a person that you're a nobody, no one cares about you, you feel that you're not using your time wisely, you're not productive as much, like you're not activating your fullest potential, and you're serving existence and this life, then definitely you'll be what? Depressed. That's why I believe if you're a person expecting everyone to serve you, you are the most depressed. When you're a person serving everyone around you and they are happy of your presence, that's when you become happy. That's my understanding of happiness. If anyone has a different formula of happiness, please present it for us so we can be happy, inshallah, as they are saying. That's why, subhanAllah, coming, volunteering, serving the community, putting free time, feeling that you're working for the greater good. I don't have time to speak. Inshallah, we'll do a lecture one day about happiness. But there is, in TED Talk, there is a non-Muslim who was depressed. He took all the medicine out there. He took the maximum dosage that he allowed to take. But he is a logical person. He said that definitely medicine will not make me happy. Definitely the happiness, there is a source of happiness that I'm not aware of. He traveled Europe. He went to India. He went to all these like psychiatrists and philosophers and like religious people from different faiths. He came with a conclusion about happiness. He said happiness is to be with a group living for the same purpose. So having a purpose to serve your society with a group of people. And that's what Islam wants. Islam wants us to be united as a one group and work for a certain cause. That's why you need, if you have a youth group in here, every youth is expected to be a part of the youth group in this community. And that's why we always call you at least work every year on one deviated Muslim and bring him back to Islam. Like every single one of you now, if you just put a goal, I want, okay, I have someone that he's not religious as much. Let me start helping him, guiding him, working on him. And just you bringing that person with you here, or trying to invite him to Islam. First, our numbers will be double. Second, we'll all be happy. Sallallahu alaihi Muhammad. Jesus said, truly I say to you, the world was created as a farm where servants plant sweet, bitter, and evil. So everyone's planting something. For example, Netanyahu is planting evil. We know that. So we have other people, they either planting good seeds, and we have people living in denial. We have people physically with us, but mentally they are in different units. Those are not living with us, unfortunately. Which it's sad, unfortunately. Imam Ali said, indeed, the world is a place of passage, and the hereafter is a place of settlement. So take from your passage to your settlement. Very simple from Imam Ali alayhi salam. And I said, Prophet Muhammad said, the world is a farm of the hereafter. Now, that's why the Quran states, say, who has forbidden the adornment of Allah, which he has brought forth to servants, and the good provisions of this world. We don't have an issue with you enjoying life, beautifying yourself. Prophet Muhammad spent half of his wealth on what? On cologne, right? There is no issue of you satisfying your desires, but in the right way, in the way that you feel that you're honored. Why I have to do haram relationships, even though Islam made marriage halal in 2 words. زوجتك قبل. That's it. Marriage is so easy in Islam, but still Satan will convince me that haram relationships are more fun or easier or simple. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. There is million drink that is permissible and beneficial. No, some people go to wine, unfortunately. There is million food that it's halal. Still, some people will complain why pork is haram. Allah is testing us. He always will make from each desire something haram to test us. How Allah will test me? Oh, when Allah created dogs najis to test us. Makes sense. So there is no issue. There's at the end, there's pressures of this world. Otherwise, if dogs are not najis, just think about it. How people will be attached to their pets in a crazy way. We saw in the West people like being depressed or committing suicide because their pet died. And who's more important for you, humans or animals? If Allah said, I created everything for humans, some people are spending more money on pets than what? Than humans. There's people starving. There's dogs. There's people spend thousands of dollars on dogs. There is millions of orphans. They don't have food on their table. They don't have meals on their table to eat. Unfortunately, prioritizing. Allah will test me in every single thing. Now, Allah doesn't have an issue with me enjoying life, but I have to enjoy it in the right way. That's why Imam Sadiq said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. He said, Imam Sadiq, listen to this. He said, we seek the world and love to attain it. There is no issue with us. We seek the world and we love to attain it. So one of the companions told him, what do you intend to do with it? The man replied, I will support. Imam Sadiq said, I will support myself and my family, maintain kinship ties, give charity, perform Hajj and Umrah. So we love this world, but we invest our time in it in the right way. We know what we are doing in it. That's why Imam Zain al-Abidin said, gave us this formula, how to live in the perfect society, is that how I can stay humble. I look at the people older than me. I say, they lived more, they worshipped God more, they are closer to God than me. And I will look at the young ones, I will say they lived less, they committed less sins, they are more pure than me. Then that's it. So everyone older than me is better than me, everyone younger than me is better than me, then I can focus on myself now and I can fix this self and I can respect everyone. Now Imam Ali alayhi salam said, oh, you who disparage the world, like you always say something negative about it. He said, who are deceived by the deceptions and deluded by its falsehood. Do you blame the world and then deceive yourself by its seductions? So when you're cursing the world, it's not the issue of the world. It's the issue of you following the temptations of who? Of Satan in it. Then he continued, the world, listen to this. He said, it is a place of truth for those who are truthful in it. A place of well-being for those who understand it. A place of richness for those who take provision from it. And a place of admonition for those who take heed from it. It is the mosque of the friends of Allah. This world is a mosque of the friends of who? Of Allah. The place of prayer for the angels of Allah. The place where the revelation of Allah descended. And the market for the friends of Allah. Market because they what? They trade with Allah for the afterlife. So there's no issue. We don't hate this world, the physical aspect of it, but we love it in the right way. That's why, subhanallah, let me mention these verses from the holy book of the Quran. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Before I mention the verses, we have this, that this world and the afterlife, they don't match. They are like, they contradict each other. You have to always understand this. And anytime it's this world versus the afterlife, I have to prioritize what? The afterlife. Easy. Prophet Muhammad said, he said, I saw nations that they focus on the afterlife, they always win both, by the way. They always win both. And people that they just focus on this world, they lost both. Now, love anything more than it deserves, you will lose it. Love anything more than how much it deserves, you will lose it. Love your wife more than how much it deserves, you will lose it. Love your phone like that, you will lose it. SubhanAllah, it's like a lesson from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I have to love everything in balance. I have to do so. Otherwise, I will lose everything. And try it. And many people, they actually agreed with that. That's why, subhanAllah, Imam Ali alayhi salam said, just as the sun and the moon do not meet, so too the love of God and the love of this world, they don't meet. They don't meet. The nature of this world and the afterlife, they contradict each other. Imam Sajjad said, the world is two worlds. So we have now two worlds. He said, a means, a world of a mean for the afterlife and a cursed one. He called it a cursed dunya. A cursed dunya. So now the verses. Look at the verses from the Holy Quran to see what is the intention of God when he speaks negatively about this world. Listen to this. He said in Surah Ibrahim, verses 2 and 3, among them is the saying of Allah, woe to the disbelievers from a severe punishment. Why? Those who prefer the worldly life over the afterlife. So always God is comparing those people who prefer this world over the what? The afterlife. Another verse. Those are the ones who bought the worldly life in exchange of the hereafter. They preferred this world over the what? The afterlife. They said, okay, we will enjoy the limited time in this world over the permanent time. Do you know if you want to follow your desires, how you will be living? You know this formula? This is the best formula I heard from my teacher of Akhlaq and House. He said that those people who's following their desires, they live like that. They work hard, bring resources, spend these resources on satisfying their desires. They get exhausted, they need to rest. They go the next day, work hard, bring money, spend it on desires, get exhausted. They need to rest, they go back to work. They are going in that cycle from the moment they hit puberty all the way until death. And after they lose their desires after the age of 60, then enjoy. Enjoy depression until you die. And they will be cursing all the youth. They will envy the youth. They will be jealous from the youth. Oh, why you still have desires and we don't have them? Look at our scholars in Islam. They hit 60, they have now the most rich blessing ever. What is the richest blessing ever in my perspective? Wisdom. Wisdom. They have wisdom that when you sit with them, they can summarize hundreds of years just in 30 minutes. For you, intellectual growth. When you understand the blessing of your intellect, and you say, okay, I want to become eternal. If you want to be eternal, you have to be eternal with your intellect. Your mindset. Now we have children. They might be hundreds of years old intellectually. And we have materialistic people. They live like animals, unfortunately. They are 50, 60 years old. They are living like children. Mentally, they are like children. We call it in Lebanese, we call something called Jahlat al-Arba'in. Jahlat al-Arba'in, when they become ignorant with desires after 40. Well, there is now ignorance with desires after 50. We see old people, they don't lower their gaze. They are very weird. The way they look at women, unfortunately, these days. It's very creepy out there, especially with the older people. Without you becoming more religious, more closer to Allah, more spiritual, more controlling of your desires and lust, you're able to discipline generations now. No, you will be more desireful than what? Than the teenagers. That's very unfortunate. That's what Allah called them, beasts. He said when the beasts will be resurrected. So beasts, there is a humans, but internally we are like beasts. Allahu Akbar. Now another verse. As for he who transgressed, أما من طغى, transgressed and preferred the worldly life, he said, then indeed hellfire will be his refuge. There is souls, wallahi, nothing can heal these souls except the hellfire. Nothing. There are souls killing 50,000 people. You're standing with the pride in the Congress and everyone's clapping for you as if you did nothing. As if you won World Cup or something. I couldn't continue his speech. I listened to them. I don't mind listening to people. But I couldn't because of the clapping. Every minute standing clap. How these people think no one has like free mind to actually accuse him of something? If God sent an angel saying that he's sinless, he still must be accused. If Prophet Muhammad was accused with things, Ahlebaith were accused. Bro, nothing. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Really, it's true when imagine all the people in the world are wrong. All their natural reaction is wrong to the genocide. And just a few people are right. How these people think. That's why I said there's souls, there's mindsets. Nothing can heal it. Nothing, no words, no speeches, nothing, except the hellfire and the after. May Allah hasten the reappearance of the Imam. بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير. Always. Allah doesn't have with this issue with this world. He has issue with the mindset of some people who's preferring this world over the afterlife. He said, but you prefer the worldly life while the hereafter is better and more enduring. That's why we have to teach our children that the time for God is more important than the time for everything else. Myself, sometimes we get tired, right? So when adhan comes, we feel it's heavy. No, man, I need to stand up, go rush to prayer. And I thought to myself, I was created for that moment. Why I'm complaining? I wasn't created to eat. I wasn't created to drink. I wasn't created to satisfy these desires. I was created for that moment. That's why don't live to eat, eat to live. Don't pray to eat to pray, for example. And that's what Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam was trying to tell us in Karbala when he said that people are the slaves of this world. And those slaves of this world, they will treat Ruqayya like how they treated her when they were brought to Sham, Damascus. And definitely they placed them in a ruined building next to the palace of Yazid. May Allah curse him. And Ruqayya, as we know, she was very young. And usually daughters, they always ask for their fathers. Fathers are the most important part of a life of daughters. Ruqayya waking up, crying, weeping, And everyone used to hide. They used to tell the children that your fathers traveled, and they meant that they departed. But she was crying, "Bring me my father, the light of my eyes." Whenever they tried to calm her down, she would cry even more. So the wailing and cries of the women and children grew louder until the noise reached the cursed Yazid, and it waked him up. He asked what is happening. They told him that Al Hussein's daughter is requesting him. So, and she had a dream and she woke up crying. They told her, bring her father. But never they expected that Yazid will actually bring that part of Hussein's body to his daughter Ruqayya, the child without awareness. She sat there waiting, and the guards of Yazid entered and they put like a bowl in front of her. She thought that they brought her food. She told them, "Oh man, I did not request food." And it was hidden with a cloth. And she said, "I didn't request food. I want my father." They told her, "Here is your father." She lifted the cloth and saw a head. She said, "What is this head?" They said, "This is your father's head." She lifted the head and held it on her chest, saying, "Oh, Father, who has died you? Who covered you with your blood?" Because she was innocent, she was talking to the Father. "Oh, Father, who has cut your veins? Oh, Father, who has orphaned me at a young age? Oh, Father, from the orphan until we grow up. Oh, Father, who will care from the unveiled woman. Oh, Father, oh, my Father, my Allah, my back is broken. And mourning is his daughters and his women. I am orphaned from a young age." She continued to wail and mourn and cry for her father. She placed her mouth on the mouth of the martyr and cried until she fainted. Imagine her lying on the ground with the hands up. So that is crying coming out. His aunt told her, "It's all from my father's hand, for he has promised." Passed away. Zainab. From the mouth of the stranger. She forgive me for taking time, but they actually brought the water, and she was found to go to wash her body. And when she removed her clothes, she said to Zainab, "I will not wash her." Zainab told her, she replied, "I fear she might be sick. You don't see that her ribs are blue." Zainab said, "By Allah, she is not sick, but this is from the beating of the whips of the people of Kufa. They did the hands. For protection, they cursed our protector Ali and our guardian Hussein. He saw what became of his children. These are your orphans clinging to each other, your orphans and your women seeking refuge. Ya Allah. Allah ya Hussein ibn Ali, أيها الشهيد وابن رسول الله، يا حجة الله على خلقه، يا سيدنا مولانا، توجهنا استشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيه
It's almost namaz time right now. We'll do the marathon after namaz. We're 2 minutes away from the namaz. So if we can arrange if we can arrange for the namaz, we'll do that before the marathon. A minute, minute and 40 seconds.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما سبحان الله والحمد لله ولا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله